Welcome to today's session, the Holistic Wellness Program, Batch 3, Day 3. Friends, once again, warm welcome to all of you. So, the today's topic is, as we have posted in the WhatsApp group, we are going to discuss about the Vegetarianism, Swadhyaya&Sajjana Sangatya, friends. So, let me open the presentation for you. Yes. Before going to the session, so my sincere pranams to my beloved Guruji, Brahmarshi Patriji. And thanks to the PSSM, thanks to the Mahavatar Foundation, thanks to all of you for joining the session. Friends, so this is a day 3. I would like to show you of course, this is a schedule. As you all know that, the day-wise schedule, what are the topics, how we are going to cover. And also the day 3 topics. So let's have a glance of this day 3 topics: importance of vegetarianism, importance of Swadhyaya, that is spiritual reading, what is Sajjana Sangatya, and then we'll understand holistic lifestyle. Part of that, natural farming we'll discuss today. What is the importance of natural farming and natural food? And we will try to understand one important mudra for everybody's. As on today, we are all, most of the people in the society, they are suffering from blood pressure, as we all know that. So BP mudra, we'll try to understand today. Very, very important mudra. Then finally, we'll be ending with final question and answers. Right. So let's start the vegetarianism. So the today's topic is vegetarianism, Swadhyaya&Sajjana Sangatya. Okay, that's a spiritual topic. Let's start the spiritual topic now. That is vegetarianism. So what is the vegetarianism? What is the importance of vegetarianism? So we'll try to understand, right? So friends, the vegetarianism and Sajjana Sangatya, Swadhyaya. Why these are essentials? As I extra mentioned, to hasten this spiritual progress, that means to speed up the spiritual progress, the path which you have chosen. So this is a day 3, you all came into the spiritual path and you are pursuing the spiritual path, right? So in order to grow faster, in order to make the progress faster, so one must try to understand, one must try to adopt these 3 techniques. So let me tell you more. The PSSM, Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement, along with Mahavatar Foundation, we have the 5 major principles, we can say foundations of the foundational elements of PSSM. So what are those? Meditation, practicing meditation, teaching meditation, of course. The second one is vegetarianism. Third one is Swadhyaya. Fourth one is Sajjana Sangatya. The fifth one is pyramid power, using the pyramid power more and more. So these are the 5 basic foundations, basic blocks of PSSM, my dear friends. So part of that, we have been teaching about you the science of meditation, the benefits of meditation, the experience of meditation. We have learned so nicely for the last 2 classes, friends. So that's what we have been covering, and we are also practicing meditation. This particular technique of meditation is called Anapanasati meditation. We have been practicing for last 2 days. This third day you are going to practice. So the second thing is the second pillar of the PSSM, that is vegetarianism. First one is meditation, second one is vegetarianism. Let's know more about the vegetarianism, friends. So before going to know the vegetarianism, so yes, friends, all of you must switch off the audio. Okay, try to remember this. So it should not create any disturbance in between the session, in between the discourse. Okay, so make note of this. Please take care of this. Yes. So before going to the knowing more about the vegetarianism, friends, let's understand how the whole creation is started, how the whole creation is happened in this cosmos, in this universe. Let's understand that. So let me explain you. We have something called, we all believe, or at least we know, many of us know, there is a Paramatma, there is a supreme intelligence, there is a Brahma. That is, we say that, Brahma, Paramatma, the God, we call it many names, of course, right? So for the sake of today's session, we try to take it as the name Supreme Intelligence. Purnatma, Paripurnatma, right? The Paramatma, we say that, right? So let's understand. Let's take this word as a supreme intelligence, friends. So the whole creation started from Paramatma, that is supreme intelligence. So it is started in the two ways. The two ways of creation happened on this earth planet, in the entire cosmos, friends. So what is that? What are the two creations? One is Prakriti, the other one is Purusha, friends. Try to remember. So one is Prakriti, other one is Purusha. What is the part of Prakriti? The part of Prakriti is your mineral kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom. These are the three things. One is plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and the mineral kingdom. So these three are the part of the Prakriti. Okay, try to understand. That means all your minerals. That means mountains. You can say anything. So many of the many of the planets like stars, galaxies. So all this in the universe, whatever you see, the solid matter. Okay, and also on Earth planet, whatever you see the great amount of mountains, the great amount of minerals inside the mountain, right? Mountains and minerals, all this mineral kingdom, stones, like many type of different sorts of the kind of a khanija. That means all these minerals which are available underneath of the the deep ground of the earth. So all this comes into the part of the mineral kingdom, friends. So then the next thing comes to plant kingdom. So the entire species of different kind of plants, variety of plants on the earth planet. So of course there are very great number of varieties of plants are there, right? As you all know, fruit bearing plants, medical plants, and the kind of a the other the food based crops. Many varieties of plants are available. That all comes under the plant kingdom. Okay, so then comes to animal kingdom. So there are many animals are there. So herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals, right? Small creatures, small insects. Everything comes under the animal kingdom, friends. So, and also there's a bird kingdom. Another thing we forgot. So the bird kingdom also is there. So there are a lot of variety of birds are there. So it's also a part of the bird kingdom. So that is why we say that the nature, that is Prakriti, the one part of creation is Prakriti. Under the Prakriti, everything falls under the nature kingdom. The nature kingdom, the first is mineral kingdom, second one is the plant kingdom, third one is bird kingdom, the fourth one is animal kingdom. So these are the four varieties, friends. So try to understand. And next comes to the other side, that is Purusha. Prakriti is, we discussed Prakriti now. The other one is Purusha. Under the Purusha, the only one thing is, one thing comes under the Purusha is human kingdom. That is the human kingdom, humanity. Okay, all these human beings are the part of the Purusha. Okay, try to remember this point. Anyway, so now, so when you try to take these two categories, okay, of course, in the human kingdom, so we all know that, right? So the in the human kingdom, so many of the countries are there. Of course, many of the even unknown, there are a lot of planets who is having a life like the kind of physical body. There are different physical bodies of human also. So which we do not know. Only the spiritual scientists will be knowing what kind of the different planets, what kind of different human bodies also exist. Okay, that is a separate subject we may discuss later. So what is the point you try to understand here is only one thing. The entire creation happened in the two ways. One is Prakriti, one is Purusha. In the entire creation, supreme intelligence has created here. So one thing called supreme consciousness. With the help of supreme consciousness, the supreme intelligence has created these two parallel creations, friends. What is the supreme consciousness? We also call it as the other word for supreme consciousness is, so that is whole consciousness. Try to understand. So that means the divinity, or you can call it as a godliness, or the supreme consciousness, or the soul consciousness. All these words are same, synonymous. Okay, this soul consciousness is exist. That means it is given along when it is created means what? For example, you have created something. So when you create something on this earth planet, what you do? You put your intention, you put your thought power, you put your energy. All that will be passed into the particular creation, whatever you do. For example, you are a software engineer, or you are a great artist, or a great musician. What you do? when you start creating something, you put entire your thought power, entire your intention, entire your energy, entire your consciousness, entire your awareness, everything you try to put into that particular creativity, that particular creation, that particular art. So that's how it happens. The same way, friends, when the supreme intelligence, that means God, you can say Paramatma, when he has created all these things, he has put his own supreme consciousness, our soul consciousness, is given, is provided all this creation. That means either Prakriti or Purusha, right? So Prakriti is there, other one is Purusha is there. So in both of them, what is exactly provided, what exactly is inserted into that, that is soul consciousness. Soul consciousness very much exists in the Prakriti. Soul consciousness very much exists in the Purusha also. That is in the human beings and in the nature kingdom. So in the entire nature kingdom, entire human beings, they all have one and the same similar thing. What is similar thing? Which is soul consciousness. Friends, this is very, very important point. This is a fundamental requirement, the fundamental understanding, the fundamental element. Everyone must note this throughout these 21 days. We'll be using these words. You have to be carefully remember this point, note this point, understand, analyze, remember. For the next 21 days, this is the one particular word, soul consciousness. Supreme consciousness from supreme intelligence. The supreme consciousness is flown into the one thing is Purusha, other thing is Prakriti. That means nature kingdom, human kingdom, friends. So now, when you try to understand this, that means you understood that there is a soul consciousness is everywhere. You understood that the point is, which is the bottom line, the main important point to be noted is the soul consciousness is pervading in the nature kingdom, in the human kingdom. So that means it is quite common. So now when you understand that, that means the soul consciousness is very much existing right in the minerals and in the plants and in the birds and in the animals, all these having soul consciousness. That means soul consciousness exists there. It is very much exists there. Okay. So without soul consciousness, so all this creation doesn't happen. Friends, try to understand one thing. Any creation, before any creation happens, what is that is which is available is only it is in the energy form. The soul consciousness, we also say in the different term, that's a energy consciousness. Soul consciousness or the energy consciousness, friends. So it means before the manifestation of the entire creation, that is Prakriti, it is in the form of already soul consciousness with the supreme intelligence, right? So now the supreme has put the soul consciousness into the physical form. All the physical manifestation happened in the form of nature kingdom. The nature kingdom and the human kingdom are created parallelly. Who was created? Supreme power, supreme intelligence. So we have not created, friends. We have never created the nature kingdom. Try to understand. There is no interdependency between nature kingdom and the human kingdom. The nature kingdom exists as it is. The nature kingdom has been created by supreme intelligence. It is always there. It is there. It was there. It will be there. Whether human being become extinct because of the great amount of violence, the great amount of ignorant activities which human being is committing on this earth planet, we may be wiped out in the course of maybe thousands of years. I'm telling you, thousands of years. If we continue this, the kind of ignorant activities on this earth planet, what human beings are committed, we may say that we are advanced, technically advanced. We are modern world. You call so many things. The beautiful names are there. I mean, we are technically advanced. We are highly, we feel that we are intelligent beings, the intelligent human beings. We created so much technology. We are so sophisticated. We are advanced, modern. All these words are, there's no meaning in it. Why? Because you have created a devastation of the, the on the earth planet. For every kind of a beings, you have created a great loss. You exploited continuously. You are exploiting the natural resources, my dear friends. You caused the biggest crime, or you can say biggest loss or biggest violence towards the nature kingdom. In fact, you don't have right. You are created. The nature kingdom is created by supreme intelligence. Okay, this is very exactly described in the scriptures, my dear friends. Vedas, Upanishads, all our great ancient scriptures. This is very much written. The only thing is, as the time passed on, the lakhs of years, thousands of years have been gone through. Now, what happened is we are all caught in the web of so-called modern world. So that's why it is diverting. It is causing a lot of problems to the entire ecosystem. So let's understand more about the friends. So now let's come to the point. There is a soul consciousness very much exists in the all the kind of creation, that is so nature kingdom and human kingdom. Now, so let's consider some of the few great statements from Bhagavad Gita and our Vedas. Important statements, friends. So that is one statement is Aham Brahmasmi, Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitha, Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha, Ahimso Paramo Dharmaha, Himsa Chodo, Amsa Pakado. Okay, these are the great statements one must remember, friends. So what is the Aham Brahmasmi? As I explained so far, the soul consciousness exists even in the plants, animals, minerals, birds. The soul consciousness exists. Similar soul consciousness exists in the human beings also. There is no difference, friends. So anyway, so now Aham Brahmasmi means, Aham means I. Brahmasmi means I am that. I am that. What is that? I am the soul consciousness. I am not the physical body, friends. Try to understand. So how do you realize that you're not this physical body? You're only the soul consciousness. That is by practice of meditation. Your own experience will give you that. Of course, all the scriptures, Vedas, everything will teach you. You are that consciousness. You are that energy consciousness. You are the soul consciousness. You are the part of supreme consciousness. You came out. You are born out of the supreme consciousness. This is very much described in many instances, in many ways. It is described, friends. Only thing is, that is the knowledge we need to gain. After that, put that into practice. What is the practice given by the power of the tool, the greatest tool which is given to the humanity by the ancient saints, that is meditation. Practice this meditation. When you practice this meditation, you definitely understand you are the soul consciousness. You will experience. Okay. So here, the practice of meditation makes you to experience the soul consciousness. So that's when whatever you gain, all the knowledge what I'm teaching today, what you learn from other books, what you learn from other great masters, right? So sources may be many of sources are there to learn the knowledge, to learn the Gnana. Then all the Gnana, all the knowledge will be converted into the wisdom, Vijnana, only by practicing meditation. Put the practice of meditation always on and on, right? That means do practice meditation. You always need to practice this meditation. Then only you understand that you are the soul consciousness. You are the purest form of soul consciousness. You born out of from the supreme intelligence. That's what you will understand. When you understand that, that means I am that. I am that. That is the understanding you will gain. So that is why what the greatest statement is Aham Brahmasmi. Aham means I. Brahmasmi means the Brahma Padartha, that supreme consciousness, that soul consciousness. So I am that soul consciousness. I am that. I'm not this physical body, friends. I am that. Okay. So this is the great understanding. One must take it, as a part of the spiritual perspective of the vegetarianism. Right? So we will go into the deeper and deeper of the subject. But before this is the one line of understanding, the great understanding one must achieve this. Okay. So that means I am that. Now, the friends, so when you compare, so I'll give you one physical comparison. The soul consciousness you can compare with the electricity, the energy. You all understand easily. I'm trying to put in simple terms. The electricity is the energy. So electricity, where it will be, it is invisible. The same way, soul consciousness is also invisible. So how it will be manifested? How do you know that there is an electricity? Yesterday I explained a little bit about it. So how do you understand there is an electricity within your home or within your walls? How do you understand when you manifest that electricity in the form of a bulb or a refrigerator or a washing machine, however it may be, it's going to be manifested. It is going to be represented to you in the form of light, in the form of operation of, in the form of a particular gadget start working, right? So then only you can understand. Otherwise, you cannot plug into the electricity and see that. You can't touch like that, you can't test it. Similarly, the soul consciousness, before it is getting manifested, it is always existing with the supreme intelligence. So try to catch a point here. So the electricity is represented, is made visible only with the operation of many gadgets. Then only you can understand. Otherwise, for you, just with the naked eyes, electricity doesn't exist for you. You can't understand it exists or doesn't exist. Only you can understand by looking at the various gadgets which are working, which are operational. So that's how the soul consciousness always exists. So let's say I switched off one light. Doesn't mean that electricity is not there in the home. It is there very much, but your gadget is switched off. Likewise, the soul consciousness is always there in the whole cosmos. It may be in world, in other world, but it always exists. That is why we call in the Bhagavad Gita, many of you might be understand, many of you might have that understanding. The soul is eternal, everlasting, omnipresent, always existing. It means, friends, try to understand the soul exists. The soul exists before we born here. It means this is a physical body, like a gadget. This is one of the gadget for the soul consciousness. What are the other gadgets, friends? For the other there are appliances, right? Your micro oven, your refrigerator, washing machine, bulb, or your water heater. So there are many different gadgets for electricity. That is energy, right? So there are many gadgets. Likewise, for a soul consciousness, since the soul consciousness, like electricity, always exists, right? The same way, the soul consciousness is always exists in the high frequency worlds with the supreme intelligence. But what are the gadgets which comes out of that is all the minerals, all the different minerals you find. Different minerals, same way, different plants. Plant is different, how gadgets are different for electricity. Same way, all your animals also different shapes, different patterns. There are many types of animals. These are the gadgets for a soul consciousness. The third one is all the different type of birds. There are also gadgets for it. And all the type of, the animals, there are also gadgets for it. All the type of, all the human beings, all the human beings is also one gadget for the soul consciousness. So this is the simple comparison in the simple terms, friends. So let's go to the other understanding of spiritual perspective. Friends, when you understand this, that means there is a soul consciousness exists everywhere. So that is why the next statement is Mamatma Sarvabhutatma. So try to understand. Mamatma Sarvabhutatma. That means what? Mamatma means this Atma, Sarvabhutatma. That means it is everywhere. So the same soul consciousness exists in the nature kingdom, including animals. Nature kingdom includes animals very well. So that's not the point we are coming to. Vegetarianism, non-vegetarian. Vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food. When we want to understand that, we need to understand the spiritual perspective of the food. Friends, that's why I'm trying to explain more and more on this particular topic. So now, when you understand that the soul consciousness is common, is very much exists in the animals, the same soul consciousness exists in the human beings also. That means it is everywhere. So that's called Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma. All the Bhutas, that means all the kind of life beings also have the same soul consciousness. What the same consciousness also you have in it. That means the human being, the human body, whatever the soul consciousness is existing inside, the same soul consciousness is pervading in the all other beings. Okay. So that is called Mamatma Sarvabhutatma. The first point is what? Aham Brahmasmi. I am that soul consciousness. The second point is Mamatma Sarvabhutatma. So whatever the soul consciousness, it exists everywhere. It is pervading everywhere. It is available in all the life beings, all the bhutas. Okay, that's a Mamatma Sarvabhutatma. Friends, now Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. So now, to understand this point, let's understand that. So when there is a soul consciousness everywhere, that means what is soul consciousness? That's a supreme intelligence. That itself is your Paramatma. That itself is your God, right? Now that means what? God exists everywhere. I think this point you might have learned somewhere. So Devru illaralli idare. That means God exists everywhere. Is omnipresent, omnipotent, omnipresent, the everlasting also. That means the God is everywhere. The entire creation, in the smallest particle, smallest particle you take on this earth planet, smallest dust particle, smallest particle, the lowest is, atom. Lowest to that is electron, proton, neutron, everything, in everything, this soul consciousness, this God exists. Okay, so now try to understand. So the God exists everywhere, right? So when God exists everywhere, so now the point is, how can you kill an animal and take the food? You tell me. So that means you are killing the God. As good as you are killing the God and you want to eat. How can you do this, friends? So that is why Dharmo Rakshiti Rakshitaha. Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. It means what? You are committing adharma. Try to understand. When you are committing adharma, then what is adharma? Killing other animals, of course, killing plants, right? And destroying the natural resources, destroying the whole mountains. You're just for your greediness, for your luxury, for your modern life, your deforestation is happening. And lot of minerals are extracted from the earth becomes powerless. Friends, see, for example, I am a physical body. Within my physical body, can I remove some organs? Can I remove some organs and I say that I can work very efficiently? No way. The basic organism, the entire organism of the body must be intact always. You can't take one organ out and make sure that your whole body works fine. It cannot. The integrity or the kind of a operational efficiency of a body will come down when one organ is pulled out. Similarly, don't think that all the minerals which are underneath of the water, underneath of the earth, which are given to you, not for the sake of human being, friends. They are not given for you. Try to understand. With the technology, you are going into the ground and you are extracting heavily, you are doing devastation. All these natural resources you are pulling out. Then what happens is the health of the earth will come down. Somehow it will also pull you down sometime. It will not leave you. That is why you see many of the calamities, many of the disturbances happening. So on the earth planet, we are all encountering, friends. So that's how dharma rakshati rakshatiha. That means if you are doing adharma, you will also get adharma back. So that's called, there's a law of karma that I will be explaining in the next classes. Karma siddhanta, that comes into picture here. So what you are doing now, for your sake of the food, so friends, try to understand why everybody, in the modern world, of course, this is not our dharma, it is not our Sanatana Dharma. So our Sanatana Dharma is eternal wisdom. So the part of Sanatana Dharma, there is no question of non-vegetarian food. Try to understand. Okay, because we have Sanatana Dharma is so strong that it always specify this particular thing, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So nobody can violate this particular the statement or the rule of the dharma, friends. So what happens now is, so all the people in the modern world, okay, with the instigation, with the kind of inspiration we receive from the Western countries, we all we are all habituated to this non-vegetarian food, which is very, very bad. Bad with respect to spiritual perspective, physical perspective, for your physical body also, and a natural perspective, environmental perspective. All these three I'll be discussing with you today. So with all this perspective, the non-vegetarian food is not good. What for you are eating non-vegetarian food? All the people are eating non-vegetarian food just for the taste of tongue and for the taste of food. Friends, that I'll come to that point later in the part of physical perspective, right? So that is the bottom line. Everybody is trying to take this non-vegetarian food, so which is not part of our Sanatana Dharma, right? Now coming to the point of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshatiha. Now you are committing adharma. Why you are committing adharma? You are killing the God to feed your physical body, to your stomach, right? So that's not correct. So try to come to the point that, so you are killing the animal, bird, or even plants. But of course, there's an exception given by nature, by the supreme intelligence. What is that exception? You can take the plant-based food. Why do you need to take a plant-based food? Many of the people argue in this matter. So they say that, no, you are telling to take the plant-based food, you're also killing the plants. Yes, of course, the exception is here. The plant-based food or the minerals which are on the earth planet, on the top of the earth, in the mountains, everywhere, whatever the minerals are available, you have right to use it. Don't go into the ground and extract the minerals. Don't do that. So whatever minerals are available on the Earth planet, but you should not destroy the mountains, but which are available, you can take it. At the same time, the plant-based, friends, one more thing is the soul consciousness exists everywhere. I told you, nature kingdom and human kingdom, but the level of soul consciousness is important here. So that is the one point you have to capture. So what is the level of consciousness? In the minerals, it is in the lowest manner. In the plants, it is little evolved. In the bird kingdom, it is more evolved. In the animal kingdom, it's highly evolved. In the human kingdom, it is much more evolved. We are almost near to the God. That means the human kingdom, we are trying to become a God. That means we have a next promotion for us is the God. That is Madhava. Manava becomes Madhava, friends. So now anyway, so when you come to the understanding of why we can kill the plants, or we can say, we cannot say kill the plants. Basically, why we can eat the plant-based food is very simple. It has got lower consciousness. The second thing is, if you cut one branch or if you take one leaf, it will give other leaf. It will, if suppose if you take one stem, the stem will start growing again. So at the same way, what it does is, because it has got a lower consciousness, it doesn't have so many feelings, friends. So when there is a consciousness improved, so there's one more thing happened is emotion. It's called emotion, and the kind of feelings will be more and more. When the soul consciousness is improved, let's take one bird or animal. If you catch that animal or if you catch the bird, it doesn't allow you to catch it because it want to protect you. You want to live. Like, you take a bird. So what will happen? So if you try to catch the bird, it doesn't come near to you. It gets frightened. What it happens is inside the bird body of the bird, the kind of a feeling and emotion, fear will start. So likewise, if there is more consciousness, the more emotions, more vibrations, more feelings will be there, friends. So that is how, if you observe the lower consciousness within the plants, the consciousness is low. Of course, there is a soul consciousness very much, friends. So why do you say soul consciousness is there? I'll tell you one more example. So there is a great scientist in India. He has communicated to the plants. He found the consciousness. He proved scientifically the consciousness within the plants. Right? Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose. Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose, he was a great scientist of India, our Mother India. So what he did is, he rightly developed the technology, the instruments in order to communicate to the plants. He has communicated very well. If you play the music, they respond. He has plugged in some kind of electrodes, some kind of a technology, the kind of a measuring instruments, display devices. He has plugged into the plant. Then one person with the violent thoughts passing by the plant, then the kind of vibrations are very violent. The tree responds like that. If somebody, let's say one yogi or a saint is just going by the side of a plant, the plant responds so nicely. Like a kind of the great vibrations comes out of it. At the same time, somebody is trying to come with the thought of killing the animal, killing the plant or cutting of the plant. It responds, with a kind of fearful thoughts. So likewise, what happens, friends? Even if you play music, okay, you play music is very near to the tree. What will happen? So obviously, it responds so nicely. The kind of vibrations it happens is so nice vibrations. This is called soul communication, the conscious communication, which is very much proven. So the plant responds to all the things, my dear friends. So one more thing to understand more deeper into that, the tree also, there is a 70% water. The mainly who is doing this, who is communicating with the soul consciousness, the soul communication happens is at the level of water. Okay, the water which is present in the plant, so that responds to all these kind of vibrations, right? So that's how the point here is to be captured is, so it means the soul consciousness, the communication happens in even the plant, but so it is at the lower level of consciousness. So it's a lower level, one is lower level of consciousness there. Second thing is, it doesn't have so many high emotions. Okay, so many high emotions. That's also one point you need to note down. The third one is, if you cut one tree, if you cut one particular, you take up one fruit, it will give one more fruit. It means the particularly for the nature kingdom or especially these plants, the plant kingdom, what it does is it keeps on giving. So law of giving. So its nature is giving to the animals, giving to the birds, giving to the human kingdom. Okay, we all get the food, out of the plant kingdom, friends. So that is why it is always possible to take the food from it. The plants are very much ready. The plants are loving all the other creatures, all the creation it want to give. So that is the kind of creation has been happened from the supreme intelligence. We to decide. Okay, so I cannot, I should not cut the plants. I should cut the animals. What is the wrong in cutting animals and plants? Nothing like that, friends. The plants are meant for the food for all the other creatures, and it will be keep giving to you. It never stops giving it to you. That is why take the plant-based food. It doesn't, it doesn't bother. It doesn't cry. It doesn't create any kind of a negative emotions within that food. Whenever you are plucking one fruit or plucking the vegetables or reaping the crop like a wheat or rice or whatever it may be. Okay, whenever you are doing it, it never introduce any negative emotions in your food. Also, that negative emotions, negative energy will never come into it. The plant kingdom, the entire plant kingdom is ready to serve the humanity on all other animals, all other birds, my dear friends. That is why it is wise to, or it is right, it's a righteousness, it's a dharma to take the plant-based food. So what is adharma? Now you are cutting the animals, birds, cutting animals and birds, and you are eating for your own stomach. Okay, so that is the adharma you are committing. That is why when you commit the adharma, what happened? Ahimso paramo dharmaha. Try to understand this point. Okay, so entire Bhagavad Gita you read, okay, entire Vedas you read, you find this statement again and again. Ahimso paramo dharmaha. That means if you are committing the himsa, you will also experience the himsa. That is why the entire humanity you observe now, they are going through the very great, the sad part of the life, friends. There are no rains in time. There are a lot of calamities, floods happen sometime, and even the food scarcity, water scarcity. The pollution is happened rampant way. Air is polluted, water is polluted, earth is polluted. You try to see, okay, and the kind of violence happening day to day. We are observing so much violence is happening in the society. Why all that? Because you are committing adharma. You are cutting up the animals for your sake of the stomach. Okay, that is wrong. So when you are cutting up the animals, that means you are killing the god and eating. Will the god permit that? See, one thing I'll tell you, we are all the children, like the entire creation is a part of supreme intelligence. That means we are all the children of the god, right? We're all children who, not only animal, not only human beings, all the plants and minerals and animals and birds and human beings, all are the children of the god. See, for example, you have children, you have 2, 3 children, for example, right? As a human being, you have got some children, you have got your own children. What will happen is, will you sacrifice any of the children to the taste of the food of other children? It means one of your children, you will cut him and you supply that food as you cut one children, supply his flesh as a food for the other children. Do you allow that? You will not allow. The same way, God will never allow. Try to understand. God has given the permission to go to the extent of plant-based food, you take it, the all other food, you can't take it. That is one exception. There also one dharma is there. You are taking the food from the plants, you also need to replant it. That's how we do. We do a lot of crops. We grow the crops. How we are growing? You get one grain, you put one seed, then you get multiple seeds, my dear friends. That is the nature of that's the quality of the nature kingdom. It always give you. Don't worry at all. Don't worry about your food. I'm always ready to give you. So that's how it produces from one grain, from one seed, it generates multiple thousands of seeds, my dear friends. So that's how you are eligible. Your eligibility is there to go to the plant and ask for the food, take the food, and enjoy your life. For your physical body, that is very much enough. Okay, how it is going to help in a physical, how it is going to help the human body, that I'll be telling you in the part of the physical perspective, friends. So when you understand this, that means you are killing the god. That means you are killing the one children and feeding the other children. Okay. When you are killing the animals or birds, that means you are killing one children of the god, feeding the other children. Who is other children? Human being. You are trying to do this. This is called adharma. This is called violence, which is no way allowed, friends. That's why ahimso paramo dharma. What is the parama dharma on this earth planet? Parama dharma is, that is highest dharma is ahimsa, non-violence. Okay, so you see, the entire Bharat has received the freedom. So from a great freedom fighter, great freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi always advocated ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Ahimsave marga. Nama marga ahimsa. Anta. So that is how he achieved the entire freedom in the form of non-violence, friends. So that such a kind of non-violent Bharat, now we have converted into 90% of violent Bharat. So it was non-violent Bharat. Now you understand the the kind of a saddest situation, unfortunate situation is we have become a violent Bharat now. Okay, that violence has to be taken out. Okay, throughout the life of Mahatma Gandhi, he has followed the non-violence, friends. Through non-violence, we got the freedom. But unfortunate that we are committing a great amount of violence towards the other fellow beings, the animals and birds. Okay, so now himsa chodo amsa pakado. What is himsa? That's what I told. The violence you are committing against all these, the animals and birds. You leave that himsa and amsa pakado. What is the hamsa? Amsa means the breath, right? The breath. You catch hold of the breath. Then what happens? It gives you the mukti. It gives you self-realization. It gives the liberation, friends. So that's what we need to do. We have to practice, continuous practice of meditation. That's called Amsa Pakado. So these are, friends. Now, the violence, in what are the different formats of violence we commit? So we try to understand with respect to spiritual perspective, it is not at all allowed. It is not a dharma to kill any of the children and to feed the other children. Friends, other thing you try to understand. So when you understand what is the violence you are committing, of course, the violence is also different types. What are the various type of violences? You commit the violence, I mean, physical violence, physical torture of animals, right? At the same time, within the human beings, you also commit the violence, verbal violence. The other violence is mental violence. That means you think wrongly, negatively on others. That's also himsa. You're also using wrong words, communication. You're scolding. You're verbally abusing others. That's also violence. Try to understand manasa, vacha, karmana. That is vak kshetra, bhavana kshetra, chesta kshetra. There are three fields are there. Okay, every human being will be going through day in day out. These three things will be committed. Okay, vak kshetra, bhavana kshetra, and chesta kshetra. That means in your mind you should not think negative about others. That is also violence. In your verbally you should not abuse others. That's also violence. And you are killing some animal. You are torturing animal. You are hitting animal, hurting some others physically. That's also one violence. So that's why violence also in these three manners. So you should come out of all these things as much as possible, friends. Physical violence is absolutely have to come out from today onwards. Today itself, you stop the physical violence. At least by practicing more and more meditation, you can slowly come out of mental violence, verbal violence also. That means your walk will be corrected, your thoughts are corrected by practicing a meditation slowly. But at least by understanding today's concept, today's session, try to come out of this physical violence absolutely at any point, immediately, without any further delay. Okay, so friends, so that's what we discussed now. With respect to spiritual master perspective, there are many spiritual masters explained about this, the violence, right? So Jesus Christ explained, Mahavira explained, Buddha explained, all the great masters, yeah, they have advocated it. Friends, one more thing you see here, observe here, many of the people take the Ayyappa Mala. Ayyappa Mala they take for 40 days. What do they say? No, in this period, I should not take any meat. I should not, drink. I should not smoke. Why do they keep these particular three things, these few things, as a disciplined life? Because they know that this is good for the health. It's good for the human being, right? That's the dharma. So the dharma they follow these 40 days or 41 days. After the 42nd day, they start immediately eating. So what exactly it is? It's a kind of madness. So you can say like why they are doing these 40 days and they are leaving it. 40 days they are doing it because to achieve something in the life. It's good for you. Somebody told one of your elder or somebody your the other priest or somebody told you do this 40 days. It's going to help you. It's going to give you great benefit. The same thing I'm telling you. After 40 days you continue the same. When it is benefiting 40 days means when it is benefiting in the 40 days, why not in the next future, the complete life, do the same? Then that is how, these kind of some blind beliefs are there. Okay, we need to analyze and understand. So that is how, so the same way, so many of the times like, Shravana Masa. Then in the Shravana Masa, many people say that, no, I should not eat non-vegetarian. Why? Because it's not good. So when it is not good in the Shravana Masa, how can it be good in the Magha Masa? How can it be good in the some other Masa? It is not correct. That is not the correct perspective, my dear friends. So if you understand spiritual perspective, it is never going to be good any point of time. Throughout the year, at any point of time, it's not good. It is good in one time, it's not good in other time. No way. It's all just a blind belief somebody kept and you're following it. So try to understand this. So similarly, like this, many of the practices are there. Okay, some people doesn't eat on Wednesday. Some people, because they say that Wednesday is Anjaneya day. Some other people that Saturday I don't eat because it belongs to Venkateswara Swami. So likewise, you kept all these things. No, God has given all these things. God has not written anywhere in the Vedas or scriptures or Upanishad. They have not written that this particular day is belong to me. This particular day you eat, other particular day you leave it. No way. That's all wrong conceptions, misconceptions, my dear friends. So try to come out of all these things. And as I try to explain you all these aspects, these are the spiritual aspects. So spiritual perspective of the eating non-vegetarian food is no way good. You are killing the god and eating, and you are going to get the karma. The law of karma is going to play with you and is going to punish you. Okay, what kind of karma comes back? This is a negative karma, friends. Violence is a negative karma. Eating non-vegetarian food is a negative karma you are committing. When you are committing negative karma, we part of the law of karma, the karma siddhanta. Some other day I will explain you in deeper. But so you are doing negative karma, you got the negative result. You are eating non-vegetarian food, you are going to suffer. First thing is in your body you suffer, then you will suffer in the mind, then you will suffer in the relationships. Many forms of suffering will come to you because of you are committing you are committing the violence, you are committing the negative karma, negative deed you are doing. So be careful about it. So let's understand the other perspective is physical perspective, friends. So why you should not eat the non-vegetarian in the physical perspective? Let's understand. Now we have understood very clearly about spiritual perspective of why we should not eat the non-vegetarian food. Now the physical perspective. So friends, in physical perspective, there are two type of animals. Animals, especially animals, right? We don't have two types, friends. We have only one type. That is, we are pure vegetarian beings, or we can say herbivorous animals. We are the very herbivore. Of course, we are all animals. The animals means not only the Jantu Jati, all the other animals and human being, everybody is coming under the animal beings. But as per the intelligent creation, supreme creation, animal kingdom is the animals, human kingdom is Purusha. Now, coming to understand, we have two different type of animals. There is a herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals. So we belong to the herbivorous. Okay, human being belongs to herbivorous, and if you observe the animals also, so goat, sheep, buffalo, elephant, all these, monkey, all these different animals, they are purely herbivorous. Then there are animals like who are restricted to the forest and all. No, they are restricted to forest. So they are like a tiger, lion. Of course, there are some pet animals. They are like dogs and cats. They are also carnivorous. So now understand the anatomy of the physical anatomy of the herbivorous. First of all, see, friends, two things you need to observe. So herbivorous animals, teeth, how the teeth structure. Any herbivorous animals, the teeth is not sharp. Okay, number one. So you can't take the plus and eat. See, when you can take the flesh and eat, your teeth must be very sharp, like a cat, a dog, and if you observe the lion teeth or tiger teeth, they are very sharp. They just pluck it and then take the flesh and directly eat it. Okay, that you can't do it. So that is the great difference which you need to understand. Second thing is this: the large intestine in the stomach. The large intestine in the herbivorous animals is very lengthy. Okay, so the height of the viewer, for example, you are 5 feet height. The 5 times of your height, that is the length of the large intestine. Try to understand. But what happened? The animals, the carnivorous animals, their large intestine is very small, very short, equal to their height. For example, it is let's say 2 feet height of the animal, the only 2 feet length of the large intestine, friends. So that is how it is constructed. The constitution of the body. Herbivorous animal body, carnivorous animal body, right? So now what happens because of this? When you take the flesh, that means a animal takes the flesh, right? So they get digested in the stomach, then the excretion happens faster because the large intestine is the final stage of excretion, my dear friends. The final stage of excretion is the colon. The colon is connected to the large intestine. So whatever the digestion happen, the wastage goes to the large intestine. From the large intestine, it goes out. That's called process of excretion, right? So this happens very fast in the carnivorous animals, but in the herbivorous animals, like all the herbivorous animals, even we are the herbivorous animals. What happens if you take a non-vegetarian food? It go and stay in the large intestine for hours together. When it stay in the hours together, what happens, friends? You try to observe one thing. If somebody is died or a animal is died, what happens? If you keep it on ground for some time, what happens? It decays. It will give the great amount of foul smell, friends. The great amount of foul smell come out of that. So that means you don't like the smell. It's a very bad smell. Then what will happen? You go on throw outside. Same way, if human body, human being is died, they are very loud ones, and somebody is so, your mother, father, whoever it may be, so loud ones, somebody departed, somebody died, what happened? You don't keep more than 2-3 hours in your house. Do you keep 2 days, 3 days, my friends? Somebody you loved so much, right? When they are with you, you loved so much. So a lot of kind of the more attachment, right? Your mother, you are fully attached to her, but if she is died, within 2-3 hours you will vacate. Why do you do that? Because it starts decomposing. The body starts decomposing. Why? Because the prana shakti, the soul consciousness departed. It has gone to the higher worlds, gone to the higher other frequency worlds. It is no more in the physical body. So that means there is no prana, it becomes a Shiva. If there is a prana, it becomes a Shiva. Right? I explained yesterday. Somehow, you try to understand this. That is how, friends. So what happens is, any decayed food is going to generate a lot of bad bacteria. That's how the smell starts out of the physical body or out of the animal body, which is dried. So that's how try to understand anything which is decomposed. That means your non-vegetarian food, the wastage is going to stay in the large intestine for a long time. More 72 hours, it will stay within you, then it go out. So during that time, what happen is, lot of bad bacteria, lot of the poisonous gases generates inside your stomach, then it will spread across the entire physical body, then your physical body becomes acidic, your blood become acidic. This is the source for all the diseases, diabetes, BP, cancer, arthritis, whatever it may be, whatever you call it as, because your inside stomach has become now acidic in nature. So please try to, that's why avoid this non-vegetarian food, friends. The same way, friends, try to understand, when you can't keep your loved one, their physical body which is died inside your house, how you are supposed to keep the non-vegetarian food you buy from outside, come on keeping the refrigerator. Is it possible? Is it correct? Right? So that's the same foul smell comes from that physical plus also, right? So you can't do that. You should not do that. So first of all, whenever the physical body is died, right, human being, where do you cope it? You go and place in the burial ground, right? So now some animal is died, some animal is cut off. That flesh we are taking and keeping in our stomach. So is your stomach is a burial ground, friends? Is it a smashana? So why do you do this? You should understand this very clearly. You are putting this food inside your stomach and making that is a burial ground. It is not correct. That's not the truth, right? So come out of the non-vegetarian food. At the same time, any food we are going to keep, non-vegetarian food you are keeping in the refrigerator, and you're adding masalas for that to come out of the smell, bad smell. Why do you do all these things? I will explain you what you are going to get from non-vegetarian food. Very much you will get from the plant-based food. I will give you the clarity on that. Come out of that non-vegetarian food from today itself. So much, spiritual perspective, physical perspective. No way it is good. Even the natural perspective is much more, damage is there. Okay. Anyway, now, so I told you, you're eating the non-vegetarian food for a taste and for the tongue of the taste of the tongue and the food taste of the food. Only these two are the things. And of course, many of the modern doctors have educated you, and the modern science, the modern education, I can call it as of course, it's not a correct education. It's a mechanical education, which taught you that what it taught you, you get high protein. That's the one point that I inserted into your mind. You get high protein from the non-vegetarian food. Please eat this food. Many of the doctors says, idu olle mutton tagoli, chicken tagoli, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. That means they tell you that this high protein will come from the non-vegetarian food. No, it is a misconception. Straight away, it is going to be, it's a wrong practice. Okay, I will explain you how you receive more than highest protein than the non-vegetarian food. You get highest protein than that in the plant-based food. So that's called plant-based protein. So which is digestible. So friends, it's animal-based. Whenever you eat the animal flesh, right? Animal flesh or animal milk, when you drink or animal flesh you take, is actually animal-based protein. So animal-based protein to digest in our stomach, we have no such kind of enzymes. We have no such kind of secretions. Okay, we can't digest the food. 100% we cannot digest. So much of the food will become waste. That becomes a waste food. That becomes a metabolic waste. Then what happens? So when it becomes a more and more wastage out of this non-vegetarian food happens in your stomach, what will happen is inside your stomach, a lot of bad bacteria gets developed because it is decaying inside. Okay, it doesn't go outside properly. So that is the first thing. Second thing, the entire environment inside, a lot of gases will be produced. That is why the entire environment become acidic. When the entire environment become acidic inside the physical body, slowly, many of the cells will die. Okay, many of the body active cells will die. So that is why that will turn into the cancer, friends. That's the first thing. Okay, so come out of all these things. Okay, I will try to explain you. That's how I am explaining to the anatomy of the carnivorous herbivorous animals. Right. So now let's come to the protein requirement. Friends, how much protein you require for a physical body? How much protein you require to run the entire organs? Okay, protein gives the kind of a potential power to the various organs, right? So protein is required. Okay, how much protein you required? You require about 20 grams. Okay, 20 grams of protein you require for your physical body. Okay, so that is the only thing. So you need that much only. So to generate the 20 gram, so that the physical body needs that much, then this is very much available in the plant-based protein. Let me explain you. So especially if you eat the plant-based food, something like the protein comes from the which is the best food in the plants is. So you get protein out of very less protein from the vegetables, but you get the highest amount of protein from chana dal, tur dal, like all moon dal. So all these are the dal, that is you can say like a grains, right? So out of all the grains you get a lot of protein. How much protein you get? From chana dal, moon dal, all these things if you eat, of course everybody will be eating dal. Nowadays you'll be eating anyway, you'll be consuming the dal. So the part of that you get 26 grams will come. You need only 20 grams, but you are getting 26 grams. So why not is sufficient, friends? It's very much sufficient. You just go with that. The other method I'll tell you. Even if you feel that more scarcity is there, so more scarcity is there, you have another method is you have a what you call like groundnuts. Okay, groundnuts you take. So groundnuts will give you. So groundnuts will give you highest amount of protein, my dear friends. If you just soak in the night, okay, how much you need to take in 1 week? You just take one fistful groundnuts, keep inside. You soak in the water in the night. Then next day morning eat them. 1 week once you do this, it gives the sufficient protein required for the entire week, my dear friends. The simplest way to get the groundnuts, the kind of a protein. So it has got highest protein, I'm telling you. So how much it has got? 26 grams. It is very much available. Then, so you need only 20 grams, but you are getting 26 grams. This is more than enough. Why do you need other the other kind of food or junk food or the aggressive food? The kind of a non-vegetarian food. Non-vegetarian food is aggressive food. It is tamasic food. It gives you that's the other aspect. The food is mind. Food is your mind. Yata mati tata gati. Yata mati tata gati. So that means whatever you eat, you become that. Right? For example, you eat a violent food you have eaten. Then what happens inside your entire physical body? The kind of a violent feelings, violent emotions, violent thoughts will come. So that's how, friends, the other aspect I will explain you. So let me finish this. The protein requirement is only 20 grams per a physical body. You are getting 26 grams out of all other things like a moon dal, tur dal, chana dal, and groundnuts is the greatest source of this protein. Is very much sufficient for you. The other thing I'll tell you, many of the people now resorted to the eating of sprouts. Do not eat the sprouts directly. So if you eat sprouts directly, what happens is you get highest amount of protein. So that is not good. Even highest amount of protein is not good. I'll tell you, all non-vegetarian people, their kidneys will be spoiled. First thing is the kidneys will go. Why the kidneys will go? Because the heavy load comes on the kidneys. right? So by eating non-vegetarian food, what will happen? The highest amount of protein cannot be digested. That is how this highest amount of protein you cannot digest. First thing you remember. Okay, so that is high. That is why the highest amount of protein from sprouts, what you get, do not eat it. What you can do, sprouts, you can boil it and you can eat it. Then the amount of protein will come down. Then you can eat, no problem. Otherwise, every day morning, some naturopathics told that every day morning you eat the non-veg, you eat the sprouts. Your health will be good. No, it's not going to be good. It's going to damage your kidneys. Likewise, non-vegetarian food. So, friends, what is the non-vegetarian food protein? Protein will be supplied to your physical body. 150 grams. Is it required? So, how do you digest it? That is a excessive protein, my dear friends. Do not go to the non-vegetarian food. That's why I'm telling you. So, the protein requirement is very much met with the plant-based protein. The other aspect is plant-based protein can be digested absolutely within your physical body. That's how your entire anatomy of the physical body is designed, and your secretions, your enzymes are properly produced within your stomach in order to digest the plant-based food. The plant-based food supply the plant-based protein, which is very much digestible. So try to go with that. Another thing is, other aspect is, I told you acidic food, aggressive food, all these, tamasic food, right? Then goes to high cholesterol. Friends, when you take this especially non-vegetarian food, it has got highest amount of cholesterol. That is HDL. We call it as a HDL. LDL is good, but HDL, the quantity of cholesterol, HDL, is much more dangerous to the heart. When you eat this food, what happens? The HDL will be improved. Your cholesterol is much more. Then what happens? The cholesterol becomes a blocks in the arteries and veins of the heart. Then you get heart attacks. You get a lot of other side effects, my dear friends. So that's why let's not go to this non-vegetarian food. You must come out of this food practices, friends. So that's how we have to come out of this. So now, if you try to take there are much more to talk actually. So I think we already passed 7 minutes. We are already past of 7 o'clock. Anyway, we'll try to cut short this now. So let's go to the environmental perspective, friends. This environmental perspective is also very important. Why do we not eat the non-vegetarian food? We have seen spiritual perspective, we have seen the physical perspective. Third one is environmental perspective. So let's understand the environmental perspective of this particular the non-vegetarian food. So one more point which I just want to highlight as a part of the physical perspective, friends. So if you see the food, non-vegetarian food, the people who are eating more, especially in Kerala, you see they eat a lot of non-vegetarian food, all the sea-based food, all these things. What happens is they become so violent in the nature. So that is how you see the suicidal rate in Kerala, which as per statistics I'm telling you. So it is very, very high. The reason is they get violent thoughts because it's aggressive food, friends. It is going to, it's going to increase the kind of emotions inside you so much high. It doesn't keep you calm. It doesn't keep you serene. You observe one carnivorous animal, herbivorous animal. Observe one, for example, elephant, the sheep, goat, how calm they will be. You observe one tiger, one dog, one cat, they'll be so aggressive in nature. That's how the food is your mind. You become that. If you eat that, you become that. That's how it is. Okay? Right. Anyway, now another aspect is, if you eat this animal-based protein, your hormonal imbalance will happen. That's how you see, friends. So I'm telling you, even by drinking milk also, I'm telling you. Nowadays, you try to observe the average height of the human being. I'm wondered sometimes, Of course, I'm also 5 feet 4 inches, but I'm telling you, many of the people nowadays, you see, observe, they're very short. All the ladies became very, very short. Why it is happening like this? I was, analyzing myself. I was doing small research on this. Many of the people, they eat, like animal milk. What is the animal height? Approximately 3 to 4 feet, right? 3 to 4 feet, 4.5 feet, like that. So now by drinking animal milk, by eating the non-vegetarian more and more, you get that protein directly into you. Then what happens? You become that. That means the anatomy gets morphed, that is, get modified such a way that the height is also restricted now. They are not able to grow. They are not able to grow more than 4.5 feet. Many of the ladies I observed. So that's how, friends, what happens now is this animal protein, especially through milk, animal milk, or the animal flesh, what it comes, it is going to make a hormonal imbalance. When it make a hormonal imbalance, when the proper hormones are not generated till the 25 years or so, the human body will not grow height. The height will not grow. That is the other physical perspective. One must remember it. That is why forget about this food. Don't feed this food to the children, friends, because it's not taught in the schools, no colleges, no universities teaching this all this subject. They're not giving this wisdom. That is why we are all blindfolded now. We follow we have mobiles, we have great technology. We think that the technology is, of course, created by the God again. In order to what? In order to improve your soul consciousness, not the body consciousness, not earning money, not getting a lot of properties, becoming so millionaire, billionaire. No, that is not the way. Technology is given today. I'm teaching you because I have this technology with me. I'm able to reach out so many people on the online. You are in somewhere located. I'm located very far, but still we are connecting. The technology is given so in order to improvise your soul consciousness, your spiritual progress, right? To improve to get enlightenment, self-realization. For that purpose, this technology is created by God, of course, through one of the scientists. It might be given, it might be created. The entire thing, what you are looking at here, don't think that one satellite is launched and we got a great achievement. We have done it. No, that is the plan of the supreme intelligence, the God. That God has got a plan, but it will be executed through somebody. One of the minds, any one of the mind, like Albert Einstein, Newton, Tesla, all these people get the ideas in the palm of dreams, or in the night in the palm of dreams, or sudden flash of thoughts will come. They became inventions now. So that's how the God execute through one person. So man decides, God disposes. Whatever you decide, he disposes. That's how the great inventions happen, my dear friends. So somehow, friends, today is just being a Sunday. I may take a little more time. Please excuse me or bear with me. Okay, fine. So anyhow, so you try to understand one thing is, so this entire the physical perspective, if you see, right? So it's very important. So one must come out of this non-vegetarian food, my dear friends. So that's what I was trying to explain you the Kerala, these aspects. So the aggressive food creating so much violence, friends. I'm telling in the society. Okay, so that's how we have to come out of this at any cost. At any cost, we have to come out immediately, right? So next thing, environmental perspective. Let's look at why we should not eat the non-vegetarian food with respect to environment. First of all, to make 1 kg of meat, to prepare, what happens is you have to feed the animals, the livestock, with a lot of food. What happened? I'll tell you this: the kind of a dreadful situation which is the America is going through, right? The great we call it as the modern society, and they are highly technically developed, right? All these things. What do? They want to use the non-vegetarian, like because their climate, all these things, see, in order to generate more amount of excessive heat inside the body, they adopted it. Of course, they adopted it without any the common sense. Okay, they don't have wisdom. They don't have all these scriptures, Vedas, Upanishads. They don't have all these things. So they're all developed only last 200, 300 years, not more than that. So we have been, the ancient India is so rich in culture, rich in economy, rich in the knowledge, wisdom. We are everything, my dear friends. But we have been devastated by the kind of the great invasion happened because of Mughals, because of the foreign trading, like British people. Before that, all the Mughals, and there are lot of invasions happened. Then what happened? The entire wisdom is wiped out. We were having gurukulas for teaching all this, what I'm teaching today. We have great amount of gurukulas. They were teaching all across the India. Everybody was rich in wisdom. Everybody was, of course, the great inventions happened because of India. All mathematics, the great scientists are there. They are called as spiritual scientists, but they developed the technology the highly sophisticated technology in those days. Slowly, the entire power has gone into the Western countries. Okay. Anyway, what Western countries doing is they are devastating entire forest. Amazon forest. It's a lungs for the heart, my dear friends. Lungs within our physical body. There are lungs which are meant for what? Respiration activities. The entire earth gets a lot amount of oxygen from the Amazon forest. Don't think that your oxygen is coming from your nearby house only. Oxygen comes from Amazon forest throughout the world. Now what happened is, the sad part of it is, the tragedy part of it is, they are devastating the Amazon forest. They are growing soya beans in order to feed the livestock, all the animals. They want to grow the animals, then kill them, eat it. That's all. That's all they want to do it. Okay. So friends, that is how what happened is, they are feeding these animals for the sake of feeding animals, livestock, to grow the non-vegetarian food. They have created a lot of big companies, corporate companies are entered into this. Okay, you see KFC, Domino's, McDonald's, what this all, what is the rampant killings are going on, because just for the taste of tongue, right? So that's how, friends, I'm telling you, most of the Amazon forest now is devastated. All the deforestation happened just for growing soya beans to feed the livestock. That's the tragedy. Anyway, along with that, what happened is, they see, to grow the soya beans, what happened? You need lot of amount of water to feed the animal. To feed the soya beans, you need lot of amount of water. That's how the statistics says that 50 to 60,000 liters to prepare 1 kg of meat. Why do you waste this kind of resources, friends? I'll tell you. Let me tell you. 50,000 liters. If you take, what happens is, for one entire family, 1.5 month, you can survive. One family of 4-5 people can survive an average 1.5 month. You can consume that water. So is that not, you are doing your mere wastage of water resources, natural resources? Are you not exploiting it? If definitely you are doing that. So then you also face the consequence of that, because the adharma, you're not supposed to do that. You are very much plant-based food. Why do you resort to this kind of adharma towards the nature? You are not supposed to do that. Friends, other thing I'll tell you, in the process of making this, the meat, like the productivity, or they want to, produce more and more meat. What they are doing? They are doing some stupid things that, a hen, for example, take a hen or a chicken. If you leave it, it grows in 2 years about 2 kgs. It only grows 2 kg in 2 years, friends. What happened now? 2 months, it is going to 2 kg, 3 kgs now. How it's happening? They are feeding these hormonal injections, steroids. They are feeding it to the physical body of the hen or a chicken. It is growing so, bulging, just swollen, right? It's swollen or bulging. Then you take that meat and eat. And we are so we don't have common sense that they are feeding steroids and hormones. That food we are cutting. Of course, they are supplying, and supplying in the form, in a modern way. In the KFC, McDonald's, the kind of the way they are promoting is beautiful, right? So that's why we loved it. We love and go towards it. Okay, we pick that and we eat it. What happens, friends? All the hormonals, all these steroids, that residue is there very much in the flesh. Then it will go inside. What it does harm that in such a way that your hormones are disturbed. Your all endocrine glands gets disturbed. When it gets disturbed, what happens? A lot of things will come. Thyroid problem will come. Diabetes comes. All the kind of inside the acidity will come. Gas will be produced. Heart attacks will come. Everything will come, my dear friends. So that is why be careful about it. You see, another example I'll give you. So let's take one what you say, like cow. Many of the partners are eating the, what is that? They are eating the beef or something, right? So one cow, if you leave it for almost like maybe let's say for suppose 10 years, for example, it may become 200 kg, for example, right? Now within 1 year it become 200 kg. Within a year they are making 200 kg. For example, Jersey cow, Holstein cow, English cows are there now. Within just a span of 1 year, is becoming 200 kgs. Actually, it becomes 200 kg in the span of 10 years. Now, this is how they are achieving this now, by injecting hormones, steroids into the physical body, my dear friends. So that's why it's no way good. It's very, very bad. Okay. Anyhow, now the entire number of slaughterhouses in India, it is 39,000, friends. Kabelas. We call it as kabelas. Okay. So the big kabela is there in the very high technical capital in one of the capital city, right? That is in Hyderabad. In right away in the Patancher, or in that area, one big kabela is there, about 400 acres, friends. We are great. We are proud of that. So very bad. The Sanatan Dharma, we are We are just really, I can say, like, we have to feel so sympathetic, or we should feel like a pity of this now. The people who are there, the kind of practices they're doing. So somehow these kabilas are 39,000. Most of the kabilas are in Kerala. Try to understand. So that is why their nature aggressive. They are getting the great amount of karmic violence they are doing. They are getting a lot of karmic returns they are getting. How the karmic returns? They are devastated in the form of floods, calamities. You have seen the calamities, right, in Kerala. So they are devastating like anything. Whenever rain comes, they will go and hit the number of parts of the cities, everything go out, right? That's how the things happens, my dear friends. Be careful. This is a law of karma. Okay? So dharmo rakshatiha, ahimso paramo dharmaha. You must follow that. Okay? So somehow, so another thing I'll tell you. If you take one kabela, friends, if you just make a glass house, the kabela must be glass house. Okay? What will happen is, if you make that kabela as having a glass house, not the concrete walls. If you see the practice of how they kill the animal, they capture it. The animal is crying. They are capturing it. They are pulling it. They have a technology. They go and cut the particular neck of the animal in one shot. They're doing all the highest technology they use. They try to do all these things. Out of all these things, when you are doing, do you think you get a proper food for you onto the plate? No way. It's a poisonous food, my friends. Why? Because let's see. Suppose you are so depressed, or you are having so a lot of anger and anxiety inside, fear inside you. What happens to you? Your stomach will be so uneasy, so uncomfortable. Your stomach. Why does it happen like that, friends? It generates some kind of a poisonous chemicals into your body. Whenever you are stressed, whenever you are in anxiety or fear, there are something called stress hormones will be generated. If you are happy in the mind, then what happens? The happiness creates like a happy hormones, which I'll be explaining you. So the happy hormones will be generated. Okay, but I'm trying to explain it here. The point is, whenever you kill the animal in such a brutal manner, what happens is it creates the many kind of the chemicals, the poisonous chemicals inside the body. I'll tell you, those chemicals will be part of the plus, part of the non-vegetarian food you are buying. You are eating that, you get the same chemicals inside your body. It also creates the same kind of vibrations. That's why I told you, food is what you become. Whatever the food you eat, you become that. Okay, your mind, whatever you eat, whatever goes inside your mouth, okay, so that becomes you. Okay, that is how you try to understand here. The point is, so this kind of food you're eating, all the chemicals, whatever the chemical reactions happen, the poisonous chemicals generate inside the flesh of the animal, you go to directly get into your physical body. It creates a lot of disturbances, lot of hormonal imbalances will happen, my dear friends. This is the one more point you need to note down. So of course, I'm telling you another thing. Take your children. Okay, if somebody is cutting the physical body, right, the animal body, take your children directly, show that how they kill. You show them how they kill also. Not that they are just merely cutting the flesh. You take your children. You walk to the kitchen shop, chicken shop, or mutton shop, so nicely along with your children, taking care of your children. You are taking care of your children. You don't bother about the children of other beings, right? We are all God. We are all the children of God. So why do you do this? Anyway, so when you take your children along with you, don't take to the mutton shop. Take to the place where they are killing it. Your children will never eat it. I'm telling you. Next day will stop immediately. The reason is that is the type kind of brutal killing. No humanity, no compassion, no karuna. Okay. So who is the Karunamayidu? Jesus Christ. He is a Karunamaya, Karunamayidu, right? He has taught to the entire world about the Karuna, about the Maxi, right? So that is the thing. Okay. So anyhow, let's finish this. I think the vegetarianism is a very huge subject, my dear friends, which will be much more. Anyhow, I've tried to cover as much as possible for you. Now, let's go to the another aspect, Swadhyaya. Okay, friends. So I explained a little bit about this particular aspect, Swadhyaya, right? So reading write spiritual books. Why do you want to read the spiritual books? Friends, there is one statement. Dhyana, Dhyanadinda Gnana, Gnanadinda Mukti. If you do meditation, you get wisdom. You get wisdom. If you get right wisdom, you get self-realization, or it's also called mukti or moksha, right? Dhyanadinda jnana, jnanadinda mukti. Okay, the one statement you need to remember, the part of the Swadhyaya. So that means you get lot of wisdom. How do you get lot of wisdom, friends? There are three sources. One is by doing meditation. The first thing, you get lot of wisdom from the higher worlds. You receive the great amount of the inner messages, inner voices. You learn lot of wisdom from the higher world masters. All this will happen through meditation, right? So through meditation, my dear friends. So always remember one thing. Whenever you go into meditation, deep meditation, you receive a lot of cosmic energy. You think that you only get the energy. I'm telling you again, one more point you need to add. Along with that energy, there is a something called, suppose there is an energy or consciousness. So along with that, there is one more will be passed to you, that's called intelligence. Okay, friends, many of our great saints, they invented many things in meditation. All the 9 planets have been invented by our own great saints of India. How did they invent medicines? So when they do meditation, they get the one thing downpour into their mind, into their physical body. One downpour will happen. What is the downpour? Highest amount of energy, cosmic energy, along with the intelligence. What they are looking for, it will be conveyed to you. Friends, all the intelligence, whole intelligence of this entire cosmos very much exists in with the supreme intelligence. You don't need to worry. Everything he will give you. Right time, right opportunity, right place, he will supply you. If you have only thing is you need to carry the right intention in your head. You must carry the power of intention. Power of thoughts will be there. Then what happens? It will be supplied to you. It will be provided by the Supreme. So no need to doubt on that. Okay. So that's how what happens is I'm telling you the great wisdom has been received by our great saints through meditation, friends. Okay. So that means whatever the cosmic energy you are getting it is not a dumb or it's not it's a kind of only energy. It also has got something called consciousness with wisdom. The wisdom is also there. Intelligence also is there, part of that. So other way of gaining the wisdom, friends, by having Swadhyaya. That means by reading so many spiritual books which are written by the great enlightened masters of the ancient India, modern India, and the modern world, of course. There are many scientists, spiritual scientists are born out of the other places in the world also, my dear friends. We can also read their books. I'll mention some of the books like that. Anyhow, so by reading spiritual books, you also gain something called Dhyana, knowledge. You also receive a lot of spiritual knowledge through reading of right spiritual books, which is called Swadhyaya. Okay. So, friends, other thing is how do you receive some more wisdom? More wisdom by satsang, by Sajjana Sangatya. That means by spending your time with the seekers of the truth and the people who already realize the truth, if you spend your time, you also receive the good amount of so-called spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom, you'll also receive it. These are the sources, friends. So now, so try to understand. So what will happen is, there is one more statement. Jnanagni Dagda Karmani. This is very much stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Jnanagni Dagda Karmani. Friends, when you receive the more amount of wisdom, through meditation, through Swadhyaya, through Sajjana Sangatya, whatever you receive this great amount of wisdom, what it is going to do? It is going to burn your karmas, all your past life karmas. Friends, one thing you need to remember, you are taking birth on this earth planet because of what? Your past karmas, and you want to learn something here. You want to learn something new on this earth planet. You want to achieve something. You have some purpose of life. You came here. There's particular intention, particular blueprint, particular design. You came here. You want to implement it. You have to come to the earth planet. There's no question of doing it in any other world. So only this physical world is the place where you can learn a lot. You can do many things. At the same time, in order to pay back all your past life karmas, of course, you have done a lot of violence, lot of mistakes you have done in the past life, which are all negative karmas you have done, negative deeds you have committed. In order to pay back all of that, you have to come back to the earth. That is how Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam. Birth and death cycle of birth and death is called reincarnation. So the cause for the reincarnation is your karmic debts. Friends, so somehow, so all these karmic debts, all these negative karmas, whatever is there within your energy body, within your pranic body, all this will be burnt. Okay, why do you get why do you get the illness? Why do you get the disease in your physical body? Because of your past life karma. There is a very much energy blocks are created through your energy body. Then obviously, what will happen? You will get One is something called what you will get? You will get a disease, illness you will get, my dear friends. Somehow like that, I'm telling you, all this to burn all these karmas, all these energy patches, the negative energy blocks which are inside your energy body, to burn away all your past life negative karmas, one must get Jnana. That is Jnanagni Dagda Karmani. So with the help of your right wisdom, you can burn all your karmas, past life karmas. Friends, this is the statement you need to remember. So now, when you read the right books, what happens, friends? You try to understand the great amount of experiences what they have gone through. Great masters like Buddha, Mahavira, right? Vivekananda, Swami Ramakrishna Paramsa, Swami Ramana Maharshi. So Ramana Maharshi. Likewise, many great masters are there. Okay, Matar Babaji. So he is the supreme, the great grand master. So you can learn when you read them, when you try to take their teachings into your mind, then it becomes a gnana for you. So what happened in right time, right place, it will help you. Okay, see, if you read the Satcharitra of Shirdi Sai, what happened? You can come to know many of the instances, like, he has helped many people and he has got great powers. So he's a great yogi. So likewise, he has done a great service to humanity. You go through all the experiences, you go through all his teachings. You always teach about Shraddha, Saburi, like that. Many of the things you learn from a particular master, my dear friends. When you read his book, you learn all his teachings, all his experiences, you will understand. That will help you to speed up your spiritual progress. Okay, so that's how you have to do. Friends, there are some right spiritual books I'll mention. So our beloved Guruji, Patriji, has read one first book in his enlightenment, part of enlightenment is that is You Forever. So this is one of the book. I will try to post the many of the books, the list of the books in your WhatsApp group. You can definitely go through them. The one book, for the first book, what he read is You Forever. You forever means, you means your soul, forever means everlasting. Soul doesn't have death, soul cannot be burned, soul cannot be wet, soul cannot be, touched by the wind. So no, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done to the soul. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. Okay, so that's why the soul is everlasting and eternal. So that's that particular book, You Forever, written by Loksham T. Rampa, that is a Tibetan monk who has written. So that is the book which has made our beloved Guruji to get the the realization or the self realization or the enlightenment he achieved through this book, right? So please read this book. So it's very much available. You can buy it online. The second book, Autobiography of Yogi, it's the greatest book, my dear friends. We say that it's a Bible for the spiritual seekers. So Autobiography of a Yogi, it is written by Yogananda Paramhamsa. Friends, in this book, you will learn about great masters. One is Matar Babaji, Lahari Masaye, then Yukteswar Giri. After the final last master is Yogananda Paramhamsa. Okay, so he has taught the spiritual wisdom to the all the foreign nations, my dear friends. In the recent times, maybe about 60, 70 years back. So he went to the foreign countries. Many of the Western countries he has taught. Yogananda Paramhamsa is the great master. So he is the last master in that lineage. So is Yogananda Paramhamsa written a wonderful book for you. You can read this book, understand the great spiritual wisdom. You receive great spiritual wisdom. So that is Autobiography Yogi. So this is written in many languages. It is translated into many languages. So next other book is Living with the Himalayan Master, Swami Rama has written a wonderful book for you. Please read this. Okay. And also Osho Rajneesh books, wonderful books. He has written with respect to the entire practical life. He has written so many books. About 650 books are written by Osho Rajneesh. All his lectures, conversation, discourses have been translated. Have been provided as books for you. So please read them. The very good books, my friends, all theosophical books. Theosophical Society in Chennai. So they have written wonderful books for you. So Theosophical Society. So they all they describe more about occultism. So they speak about all the higher form of spiritual wisdom they have given you. Anibisent, Leadbetter, the Colonel, and there are many more masters like that. So in the part of Theosophical Society, please read them. Okay. So then there are so many New Year spiritual books also, my dear friends. So which are written by Kailash Satyarthi, Deepak Chopra, Raymond Modi, Richard Bach. A wonderful book written by the Raymond Moody. Raymond Moody, what book he has written? Life After Death. The wonderful book. Please read them. So that's why these are all some of the examples I'm giving. There are many more books like this. Okay. So there's one more book recently I've read in the last 2-3 months back. So that book is Mind to Matter. It's a wonderful book written by one foreign scientist. So the PhD scientist is Dawson Church. Wonderful book, my dear friend, which is written with the more, the combination of the ancient philosophy and the modern technology. So he has done a lot of experiments on the mind, and then so always they say he always try to specify that. So the matter, before the matter comes into realization on the physical earth, it stay in the mind, right? Whatever you see, let's say, for example, you want to achieve the job, or you want to, somebody want to design a car or a motor vehicle. What happens? First, the thought will be generated inside the mind. Okay. First, it is in the form of thought or in the form of mind. Then it gets manifested into the physicality. So that all happens. It's a process. It happens. So that's how this book is wonderful book, Mind to Matter. So next, so friends, all the Swami Vivekananda books, Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, Ramana Maharshi. So you can read all these books, my dear friends. Then next, the other topic is Sajjana Sangatya. So friends, I told you, spend your time with the living masters as much as possible. If you are in the vicinity of living masters, what happens is you receive a lot of high vibrations, and you directly receive the wisdom from them. You can learn from them, and of course you can implement in your life. You also try to become same, like, say, I tell you, so the association, the company what we are into, right? So if you just associate with a bad person for 40 days, you also become a bad person, no doubt on that. Same way, Sajjana Sangatya means like people who know the Sajjana means good people, good seekers of the Satya. That means seekers of the truth. So when you spend your time, Sangatya means be with them. Sajjana Sangatya, so the truth seekers, Sangatya means be with them. So that's what, you need to spend your time with the true seekers of the seekers of the true truth. At the same time, the people who already got realized, they already got the truth, wisdom. So then you spend the time with them. You also become that. You also become such a master like Jesus Christ, Mahavira, Buddha, all these great masters. You also will definitely become in one or the other day, or in one or the other years, or in one life, the other life, or many lifetimes. If you keep doing this thing, you also will definitely become a great realized master. So this is one of the path for that. Okay. So that friends, so in order to progress faster in the spirituality, we also need this Sajjana Sangatya. Always there is one statement which is told by one of the statement you must always remember, Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, so he given a great statement. So that is Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. Okay, I'll repeat for you. Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. So this is a great statement by Adi Shankaracharya. What it does mean is, in all three lokas, there are 7 lokas, my dear friends, but 3 lokas I specify you right now. Bhuloka, Bhorloka, Swarloka. That is physical world, astral world, causal world. So in all these 3 lokas, whether you are in the physical body, whether you leave this physical body and go to the upper worlds, okay, to the higher worlds, there also, here also, everywhere you realize yourself, you pass through the entire, your life will be smooth and greater, the great experience only by having the Sajjana Sangatya. That means in Triloka, all in Triloka, in 3 lokas, only one thing you always must be doing is Sajjana Sangatya, my dear friends. So with this, I'm ending the spiritual concept, friends. So let's do meditation. Do the meditation. Whoever is having a time, please stay here. If you don't have time, you can definitely review the video later on. But let's do the meditation for 10 more minutes. Then I'll give you holistic life concept and then Mudra therapy. Let's start the meditation. So start sitting the meditation. Whoever knows the meditation, whoever doesn't know, you follow my guidelines. Switch off your lights. Switch off your light. Always hold the hands. Do not take the other posture. Hold the hands. Yes, that's correct. Cross the fingers into fingers, friends. And cross your legs on the bottom. You must cross the legs like this. Okay? Remove your spectacles. Sit straight. Take the support of back, a chair or a wall. If you have back pain. and rest your back onto the wall. Do not touch your head to the wall. Always try to sit in the erected position, straight position. Your back must be, spine must be erected spine, straight. This is Sthira Sukha Asana. We call it as a Sthira Sukha Asana. That's all. Okay. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes. Remove the spectacles, friends. No spectacles anymore. Now close your eyes. Start observing your natural breath. Simple, natural, tender, smooth breath. Start observing it. Start observation of your natural breath. Today, after the beautiful spiritual concept, now we are entering into the practice of meditation. Dhyana. Start observing your natural, simple breath. Do not alter the breath. No pranayama, only Sukhamaya pranayama. Sukhamaya pranayama. That means observe your natural breath. Be an observer. Be a witness to your breath. If you get any thoughts, cut the thoughts right away. Come back to the observation of the breath. Your thoughts will go away automatically. Then your mind becomes empty. When the thoughts go away, your mind gets empty. You start experiencing the more and more silence in your mind. The goal of meditation to increase the silence, the sunya sthiti within your mind. Keep increasing your silence, keep increasing your emptiness in the mind. That is meditation. Go on increasing your emptiness. Go on increasing your silence in the mind. Then only the cosmic energy enters into your body. If your mind is disturbed, if your mind is filled with any thoughts, cosmic energy never enters. Hence, vacate, empty all the thoughts of your mind. Be with your natural, simple breath. This is called Anapanasati. Ana means in breathing, Apana means out breathing, Sati means be with them. No chanting, no mantra, no visualization, no God forms. No more mind activity. Now you are conserving the physical body by closing eyes, by crossing fingers, by crossing your legs. You are conserving the bodily energy of 100%. Now, by closing the mind, by setting down the mind, by making your mind empty, you are conserving 100% of mental energy, mind power. It means you are conserving bodily energy, mental energy. Then you get highest amount of cosmic energy inside. Your third eye activation happens. Last 2 minutes, final 2 minutes of meditation. Be with your natural breath. Last 1 minute, final 1 minute of meditation. Be with your natural breath. Do not open the eyes. Do not open the eyes. Be with your natural, simple breath. Last 1 minute. Last 10 seconds. Final 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Place both your hands on your eyes for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly take your hands. Slowly open your eyes. Yes, friends, please come back. So let's understand one concept, the part of holistic lifestyle today. The important concept, that is natural farming, friends. So what is natural farming? Let's understand more about it. So from where we get the food? What are the food, the plant-based food we are eating day to day, day in, day out? Whatever the food we are eating, or the food coming onto your plate, from where it comes? It comes from the crops. It comes from the farming. Okay. Some farmer has to farm it, then the crops will grow, the food will come to us. That means, of course, through the trade of industry, the trade of commerce, the food will be sold in many of the places. The farmer produce, that is the farming output, will come, and then we all consume the food in cities and urbans and rural, whatever it may be. Everything comes from the farming, friends. So what is the kind of farming which is going on in India? 85%, 90%, it is chemical farming. Try to note this point. The farming is chemical, pure chemical farming. What is the chemical farming? Yesterday I explained you. So after the green revolution brought in, right? After the Harita Viplava. So what happened is we started promoting more amount of chemical fertilizers, more amount of pesticides, weedicides. So why we have done it? We want to produce more amount of food grains. So we got an idea. As the population is growing in India, we want to produce more amount of food grains. So however it may be, whatever the means it may be a wrong methods, whatever the means you want to produce more amount of quantities of the grain, then we have taken up the method called chemical farming, friends. Chemical farming is a rampant right now in India. So which is going to, what it does actually, by using a lot of chemicals and by pouring a lot of chemical fertilizers and pesticides into the crops, what happens is the residue of that chemicals and pesticides comes to the food also. It is always exists in the food, friends. So when you eat that food, that plant-based food, what happens is you get all that chemicals and fertilizers, that pest residues are there, which will come into your physical body. What it does a lot of harm for your body. So that is why today, nowadays, everybody, lot of people, due to non-vegetarian food also polluted. You are thinking that non-vegetarian food, but I explained so far, it's also polluted. At the same time, water is polluted. So with the chemical farming, what they have done, they have polluted your food also now. So, and also they pollute the earth also, my friends. I will tell you from the so many, like last 50, 40, 50 years, they have been practicing the chemical farming across the India in by all farmers. What exactly happened, I'll tell you. The fertility of the land is lost. That means the soil has become a plastic soil, my friends. How it has become? By pouring heavy amount of pesticides and chemicals onto the earth. What happened is lot of microbes, whatever the microbes are there inside the earth, they're all died. Okay. Now what happened? Now this particular the earth has become a plastic soil where whatever you put into the soil, whatever you sow in whatever the seeds you sow into the earth, what happened? It doesn't grow. So it doesn't go without the help of a particularly these fertilizers and pesticides. So what is the reason for that is all the microorganism, the greatest amount of earthworms and small creatures, whatever is there within the earth, what happened within the soil, which everything has been died, my dear friends. So that's how. So they have damaged the entire quality of the earth. The fertility of the soil is gone now. So almost like if you say many of the 80% of the soil now currently, which has become the dead soil, or it become an infertile soil, which is no more good. I'm telling you, for the future generations. Because where from you get the food when the soil everything become a plastic? Can you prepare the entire food in the industry in the factories itself? Is it possible? So that's what happening, my dear friends. So what happened is when we all resorted to the chemical practicing, earth became a infertile soil. Then what is happening is the corporate companies have made they made different plans of selling the artificial food. They are preparing the artificial food within the factories. That is why try to promote only the natural farming. That's what the point I'm coming into. The natural farming, you must promote. The natural farmers, you must promote. Try to buy the food, all the food, whatever you want to eat. Try to buy from the local farmers, the regional farmers. And then what happens is the regional farmers, local farmers who are adopting this natural farming. Then let's come to the understanding of natural farming. What is the natural farming? Of course, the widest or the finest natural farming is jungle krishi, the kaad krishi. Okay, what is the jungle farming, friends? You observe the jungle, you observe the forest. How does it grow? So, is there anybody who is farming there? Nobody is there. Only animals are there. Trees are there. Trees of various varieties are there. Various type of plants. Okay, so one is the kind of medical plant. One is a fruit bearing plant. There are many varieties of plants. Of course, in the part of the jungle or a forest. Okay, then what happened? Rain comes, sunlight is there, and what happened? The bacteria, the kind of the microorganism within the earth in the forest, it does all the farming, my friends. It only does all the farming, and the trees will be growing heavily. The forest is so dense, so nobody is there to guide. So this is how the jungle farming, that's called Kadu Krishi. So this is also one of the finest natural farming, I can say. No interference from the human being at all. But every type of tree is growing inside the forest. If what happens is most of the places wherever the human interferes, what happens? That will be damaged. The quality will be damaged or quantity will be damaged. Somehow you want to exploit that. Out of the greediness, out of the kind of a attachment and greediness, what happens is you try to always grab to yourself, like selfishness. A lot of selfishness we have. So that is why we always try to spoil the quality of whatever we do. So that is why in the jungle krishi or the Kadu krishi is also one of the type of farming which is natural farming. Of course, not much farmers are practicing in India, but still that is available. If you want to understand, you can go into the internet, try to search for the jungle farming or a Kadu krishi. then you can definitely get it. You can also adopt this kind of the Kadu Krishi, the main pioneer in this kind of Kadu Krishi or Jingle Krishi is Mr. Dr. Kader from Mysore. He has developed a lot. He has worked, researched much about this Kadu Krishi or Jingle Krishi. Is also the very natural, the finest and the pure form of natural farming, I can say. Okay, so friends, so same way, similarly, of course, the part of this Jingle Krishi, he has also used little bit about Desi cow urine. Also, he has used it. Similarly, my dear friends, the other one is natural farming. The who is the Pitamaha, father of natural farming, especially in India. So Subhas Palekar. He is from Maharashtra. He has developed the wonderful concept of this natural farming. Of course, so it's a very old farming, our ancient farming, my dear friends. We all forgot, but what happened is he has started again rediscovering that same natural farming and bringing back to the farmers. Now I'll tell you. So for the are fortunate, many of the farmers now across Karnataka. Karnataka is having wide number of natural farmers. At the same time, all other parts of the India, many farmers are converting into the natural farming and bringing back the age-old ancient agriculture of India back to the life. And what is that exactly? Using your cow dung and cow urine and having all these neem leaves and other, the some kind of medical plants which we have. So those leaves, we use those leaves and this desi cow dung, desi cow ghee, desi cow, the Mudra, Go Mudra. We're using all these ingredients. What they do is they prepare Bijamruta, Ganamruta, Jivamruta. Like there are many of the pesticides, natural pesticides. The natural fertilizer, of course, natural fertilizer is the cow dung. Cow dung is a natural fertilizer. If you put the cow dung before the cropping starts, right? Before sowing the seeds, what you have to do? You have to put the cow dung manure on the spread on the earth, spread on the soil. What happens is the microorganism will be revitalized, right? So friends, you go to the farm now anywhere, wherever in your farm, nearby your place, go to the farm. You have to close your nose and go into the farm. Is that the thing you are expecting from a farm? So a farm which is giving you the food to eat for the physical body. So annam parabrahmam. So that means whatever you eat the food to you, your physical body, it must be sattvic, having the cleaner vibrations, then it conveys the cleaner energy, physical energy to the physical body. So, but it doesn't happen so. If you go to the farm, you have to close your nose and go into the farm because that is the kind of smell you are getting from the pesticides, the heavy amount of pesticide, my dear friends. So that is why that is not the one which is needed, but you have to encourage by buying all the organic food, all the natural foods from the local farmers, from the local organic stores. Then they survive more and more. Then the natural farming will start happening more and more in a rampant, in a aggressive manner in the India. Then all we can bring back. We can bring back the age-old ancient systems and practices, and we can bring back the holistic health part of our natural health, my dear friends. We'll all achieve the holistic natural health if you follow this ancient farming. So try to understand this. This is very much essential. Okay. So friends, this is what you need to remember. The ancient farming, natural farming is very essential to bring back again onto the live manner. That's why we need to support this. So that means like whatever the fertilizers, the cow dung manure, all pesticides which are prepared with the help of this cow dung, cow mutra, go mutra, and the curd, the desi cow curd. With all this, they prepare all the pesticides, weedicides, everything. The beautifully you can the entire ecosystem. You see now near to these farms there are no trees, there are no birds. Everything is gone, my dear friends. Even the honeybees are not able to stay back on the plants, on the crops. You know that is the kind of situation. Lot of smell, lot of the poison they are spraying onto the earth. I'm telling you. Again, I will tell you, this is one thing we are committing is a negative karma again. We are making all the creatures, the microorganism inside the earth, on the birds also we are killing by spraying these pesticides and all these things. What happens is you are killing lot of organism and you want to survive. You want to get the food. That food you are taking, that is why you get a lot of diseases. in turn. That is the law of karma, my dear friends. Anyway, so try to support this natural farming. I'm telling you, which is wonderful, which will give you the greatest amount of natural holistic health to your physical body. You can stay longer, you can live longer, your longevity will be ensured. Okay, this is about natural farming, friends. So try to support this as much as possible, and also you learn. And if you have 1 acre, 2 acre, whatever it is, you start practicing the natural farming. Go into the internet or contact nearby local farmers who are already practicing natural farming. Take the help of them. Eat the good food. Eat the healthy food. Your food is medicine. I'm telling you, there is no medicine required. If your food is right, if your food is correct, no more medicine required. So if the food is not correct, whatever the medicine you put, it doesn't work. Whatever the medicine, the very powerful medicine also, without the food is being correct, it doesn't work. So if the food is right, no medicine is required. Okay. So with this point, I'm trying to tell you. So you also start practicing natural farming, produce the natural food, share with your neighbors and loved ones, everybody. And if your excess amount of food is generated, the crop is more, harvest is more, you sell it to others. Otherwise, at least do natural farming for your own purposes. The natural farming can be done on the garden, on the terrace, in your garden, or in the 1 acre, half acre, whatever the land you have. So you can practice this natural farming all the time, and especially in ancient India, every house in the villages, I'm telling you, we used to have the desi cow. Desi cow was the part of our life, my dear friends. Now, desi cow is replaced by Holstein cow, Jersey cow, just for sake of getting 10-15 liters per day. So just for as a commercial machine making, money making mechanism they have created such a way the entire ecosystem in the village also spoiled now, destroyed. Friends, we are all, I'm telling you, every one of us may be thinking, oh, we have grown so much advanced technology. We have sent one rocket to the moon. We have sent Chandrayaan 3. Of course, we're all grateful about the achievements of India and our Indian ISRO scientists. We all must express our sincere thanks and the great applause for them. But I'm telling you, the whole humanity, I'm not talking about, not only India, there's a whole humanity. What we are traveling is towards the destruction we are traveling, toward the grave we are traveling, my dear friends. Why? Because we have spoiled all the systems now. Whatever it is there on that planet, we have exploited the resources. All our rivers are spoiled. Rivers are completely spoiled, I'm telling you. So you go to the river, you'll be a lot of smelly, sticky smelly, very foul smell. Okay, so that's how you need to, So this is what the reality. So that is why I'm trying to tell again. So we are not traveling towards the sophisticated, advanced world, but we are traveling towards the devastation, destruction, and the kind of the inhuman activities which are happening in this Earth planet. So try to come out of all that by gaining more and more spiritual wisdom by continuous practice of your meditation. You become a intelligent being, the wise person. Then you can adopt all the wise methods to lead your life in order to maintain the ecosystem in a balanced way, and you also live together along with all other beings on this earth planet. So let me conclude this. Now let's go to the mudra. So one mudra I'll try to teach you, part of the today's mudra therapy. So that is blood pressure mudra. Okay, BP mudra. Friends, very simple. So there are two mudras we need to practice every day. So I will tell you the duration, how much time you have to practice. This is Vyana mudra and Prana mudra. So try to remember, note down Vyana mudra and Prana mudra. You must practice. So what is the Vyana mudra? How to practice? Okay. So this is what we need to understand. So if you practice Vyana mudra, so why Vyana mudra is essential is that is Vyana. Vyana means air, Vayu. So the Vayu element flowing very fast in the lungs and arteries of the arteries of the heart, which are arteries connected to the heart and lungs. The Vayu is air is flowing with a very fast speed. Then it creates imbalance. The Vayu element is imbalanced, and that's what it creates a high blood pressure within you. Okay, so that's how to imbalance to create that balance again, to restoration of the balance, one must practice this Vyana mudra. So this is going to help, is going to bring back a proper blood circulation. Under the controlled blood circulation, it will bring back into your body. Then what will happen is you will become again healthy. That means your blood pressure, all the high blood pressure, so who is suffering, they come out of that high BP. It's very easy for everybody, my friends. So how to practice? Now let's practice. Okay. See, so these are the 5 fingers, right? So you take this index finger, middle finger. So touch the this thumb finger tip. So like this, gently. Okay, gently touch the index finger, middle finger, tip of those 2 fingers. Touch the thumb, the tip of the thumb gently. Another 2 fingers straight. This is called Dhyana Mudra. Friends, this is a Dhyana Mudra. Okay, this is a Dhyana Mudra. This Dhyana Mudra, it must be practiced with both hands. At a time, you must practice 50 minutes, friends. I'm telling you, whoever is having high BP, they must practice minimum 2-3 times, 50 minutes each time. Okay. And after practicing this mudra all the time, you must also practice that is called prana mudra. So what is the prana mudra? This one. Okay. Prana mudra. So the prana mudra must also be practiced for 15 minutes every time. If you practice 15 minutes Dhyana mudra, then followed by this particular mudra, prana mudra, you must practice for 15 minutes. Then your high BP will be taken out. It will be controlled very well. And you can slowly come out of your medicine also. I'm telling you. So you can start doing this, 2-3 times a day. Likewise, then what happens? You start testing your BP again. Then it comes to the normal conditions, my dear friends. So this is what the mudra. So friends, will be, we'll be ending the session shortly. If you have any questions, any clarifications, please raise your questions or doubts. Then we will close the session. Yes. Any questions from anybody? You can raise your questions. Any clarifications out of the spiritual concept, holistic life concept, and mudra therapy? Yes, you have to. Now you can definitely unmute and then speak. So we'll end it soon. So no questions, no more questions, friends. Hope you understood everything clearly. What happened? Nobody's talking. People are there on the online.
Guruji tapesar.
Yes.
Yeah, very much, very much.
No, nobody's talking means I don't know whether people are there in the online or not.
Please explain the mudra again.
Yeah,
online, but I understand, sir.
Yes. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please explain the first mudra again for blood pressure.
Yes, blood pressure, Dhyana mudra. Okay, the Dhyana mudra is like this. You take 5 fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
The first one is indicates fire. Second one air. Third one is akashic. That is space. So now touch this middle finger, this index finger. These 2 fingers, tip of these 2 fingers must be touched gently with the tip of the thumb, like this. And other two fingers must be erected straight. How did you get it?
Exactly opposite of this is the prana mudra. The other 2 fingers and then these 2 straight.
This is actually Dhyana mudra.
Yeah, the other mudra is exactly opposite of it. Release these 2.
Yes.
Those.
Simple. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Suppose if you touch these 2, what happened? What is this mudra?
Apana mudra.
Huh? Yes.
For diabetes.
Apana mudra.
Apana mudra.
Yes. So these 3 mudras are here only. All these 3 mudras are here only, please. Okay. Yeah. So you can make a easy note of it now.
Yeah.
This is for IBP. This is for diabetes. And both should be done along with this.
Yes.
Very simple. IBP.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you.
Everything is within, within the hand. You can just restructure the fingers. So
Namaskara.
You get all mudras.
Tumba santosha.
Right. Yes. Anybody would like to?
అది వేరే
Yes.
అవి రెండు వాష్ అయినాయి, ఇది వేరే ఉండిపోయింది.
Yes, I think they have both two people have muted, so unmuted. So start one by one. Speak one by one. Okay. Right. Okay, friends. So thank you very much, friends, for joining this session, giving the opportunity to the Mahavatar Foundation. Thank you, one and all. Namaste. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Very fine, clear expressions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.